Hello, I'm Paul from Sandbar Wargaming, and I'm going to be doing a battle report today. Today I played a 25-point game. I'm playing Trollbloods against D's Blindwater congregation. I brought a Borka list. I brought Borka, a Mauler, an Axer, Fellcaller, Genesis Stonetide, and a full unit of Krill Warriors with all 3 weapon attachments. I did not bring the unit attachment. I wanted to see how the Krill Warriors will perform without the unit attachment, specifically without steady or the extended control range offered by the unit attachment. We were playing close quarters today. D had not played a scenario before as a new player, so I thought close quarters was a good introduction to scenario play. You'll see the flame plastic flame templates on the field there, and we use them as the center of the 8-inch diameter circle control areas. You see we have some scattering of some terrain, 2 forests, a large tower, some linear obstacles, a obstruction on a wall on the left, and we rolled to see before D deployed chose her table edge whether the water was shallow or deep. It came up being shallow, and so she chose not to deploy on that side. D was playing Blindwater congregation, led by Bloody Barnabas. She had a Swamp Horror and a Wrestler in her battle group. You'll see on the left there is some Gatorman Posse, a full unit. And on the right, you'll see that she brought a Totem Hunter and a Croak Hunter as advanced deployed models. For my first turn, I ran the Krill Warriors up with a Pathfinder bonus from the Fellcaller. I had the Mauler move up to get into more aggressive position. I usually leave the Mauler back in previous games, and I felt like that the Mauler wasn't able to be in position when it really needed to be, so I put the Mauler out there kind of to hopefully counter the heavies that we're going to be approaching. I put the Axer onto the right to protect against the aggression from the advanced deploy harassing hunter models, the Totem Hunter and the Croak Hunter. I have the Fellcaller and Janissa in the back, and Borka put Iron Flesh onto the Krill Warriors. This is a side view of my deployment. You can see that the Krill Warriors are led by the Caber Throwers. They often need the threat range to get into position. I mistakenly put a Caber Tosser, Caber Thrower, towed into the forest when it really wasn't necessary. Again, you can see the beasts more up front than I usually play. I felt like they really needed to be up in the fray rather than back in support. At a smaller point game, you don't really have a tar pit to offer a first line of offense or defense, and so really putting the war beasts out there hopefully will provide some good peace trading. This is Dee's first turn. She deployed in a very tight-knit formation at the beginning of the game. She had Barnabas behind both of her war beasts, and that made it very difficult when she chose to activate Barnabas first, putting out some swamp templates, which in this game weren't very necessary, but I think she's just getting acquainted with the game and going through a repetition for the first turn and kind of putting them out there. The Swamp Horror got Iron Flesh from Bloody Barnabas before running 6 inches, because the Swamp Horror is speed 4. The Wrestler moving into the Swamp template. You can see that the Gatorman Posse, they received a Pathfinder prayer from the Shaman, and they ran into through the forest to the front of the forest. On the right there, you can see the Croak Hunter very much almost to the shallow water to get the amphibious bonus, but was short on the run. The Totem Hunter took a more passive approach and hid behind the the wall. D chose the Fell color as the Totem Hunter's prey. Here is my second turn. This is at the very beginning of my turn, or few models in. I move the Mauler up after giving the closest caber thrower the +3 strength Animus. Excuse me. I had the Fell Collar give +2 to hit to the caber throwers to make sure they hit against their upcoming Gatorman targets, and then advanced him forward to provide some aggression. The Fell Collar can be pretty good, especially if you don't wait too long before putting him out there as an offensive piece rather than just keeping him back. Especially for 3 points, he can usually close the deal on a War Beast, but if you leave him back there, he's really not worth the points just for that small buff of Pathfinder or anything. So with the Crow Warriors hopefully going to surpass the Forest and getting into the fray, they really have the +2/+2 fervor prayer. The Fell Color isn't really necessary after that, so hopefully getting them up there. You'll see that the Crow Warriors charge their target, the Gatorman posse. You can see that the 2 caber throwers were able to get onto 2 Gatormen and were able to take them out. I don't think we took into play the unyielding bonus that they received, but I think I was able to take them out otherwise, especially with the strength bonus on that 1 caber thrower. The rest of the Crow Warriors moved up into a supporting 2nd rank, hopefully to be able to weather some of the Gatorman attacks. The Crow Warriors do pretty well. This is the one of the first few games I played with them. They seem like a finesse unit in regards to, you really want the caber throwers there. They're the ones that kind of put out the POW 15s and knockdown. But the Crow Warriors, they can offer a lot in resiliency and just medium bases for kind of requiring the enemy to kill. So I haven't quite decided if I like them in this this loadout. Maybe having a min unit of Crow Warriors with the caber throwers, that saves up a few extra points to probably put in another support solo, or maybe in like a champion hero to put out some more damage. This is kind of a overview of what happened in the turn. Crow Warriors up on the left, kind of teaming up against the Gatormen. Up on the right there, we've got an ensuing battle that's going to take place between the War Beasts, and we'll see what happens in turn 3. Another view of the right, you can see that the Borka and the Axer are bunkered down. Janissa, she's a little outstretched, especially with the Croak Hunter and the Totem Hunter over on the right there. So she's definitely a powerful solo to protect. Kind of left her out there in that. You can see that this is the beginning of Dee's turn 2, and she began her turn by upkeeping both Warpath, and Iron Flesh on Barnabas and the Swamp Horror. So that was Dee's turn. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering because I can't recall if Warpath was cast last turn, and that may come into play when she activated Barnabas again. So putting Warpath up and the Swamp Horror, I apologize for stuttering because it is a big mistake, but we will go forth. So Warpath up on Barnabas and the Swamp Horror, and you'll see that the Gatorman posse activated and were able to clean out a few of the Crow Warriors, taking out the right group over there. Especially with their 2 attacks each, they do quite well taking out infantry, especially my defense armor 15, and with no steady or tough rolls and cold-blooded, it's not very difficult for the Gatorman posse to wipe out the Crow Warriors with ease. Warpath was triggered twice, once on Bloody Barnabas and the second on the Swamp Horror. Moving the Swamp Horror up, especially under Iron Flesh, Swamp Horror becomes a very slow model with a 5-inch charge and a 3-inch advance, or a 6-inch charge, a 8-inch threat range on the charge, 8-inch threat range on the charge, and a 5-inch. Oh, I cannot charge because Iron Flesh. I apologize, but a 5-inch advance, 3-inch advance plus 2 for reach. Swamp Horror becomes a very slow model on the table. So with Warpath able to get Swamp Horror in there to do some damage, you'll see that the Wrestler now was given elasticity by Bloody Barnabas, making it able for the Wrestler to charge in and kill the Mauler. And I don't know if there was a mistake in activation, but I don't recall if Warpath was up last turn, and so she might have activated Bloody Barnabas, triggered Warpath, then was able to put elasticity on the Wrestler again. So it may be just a minor fluke, but it was definitely something that I ate, and the Wrestler was definitely able to take out the Mauler. So up on the peace trades on the Wrestler taking out the Mauler, I was kind of sad that but with 3 initial attacks and 4 fury, that Wrestler was definitely able to one-shot the Mauler, especially without any Krillstone bonus to the armor. On the right side, the Croak Hunter made a more aggressive advance, but with a short threat range continuing to run. The Totem Hunter decided to get outside, get away from the wall, and advance to behind the tower, keeping a more conservative approach, maybe for the late game. So in retaliation, I chose to put Borka up against the Wrestler, popping his feet and charging into the Wrestler, sadly missing the charge attack, but was able to do some decent damage, remove the model from casting its Animus with brain trauma. I believe the correct special ability is on his weapon, and was able to take out his body and his mind with the assistance of the Krill Warriors. The Axer charged up Threshered and put its charge attack against the Swamp Horror, doing decent amount of damage, but nothing critical. And the Fell Color getting stuck behind the charge, not being able to really finish off the Wrestler. So you can see on the left again, we've got the standard story of the Gatorman posse against the Krill Warriors. More Krill Warriors coming in there to take out the Gatorman posse, but was unable to crack their armor 18. Dice -6 with a lot of boxes make those Gatorman posse very resilient. You can see on the right here, the Fell Color actually doing something. I had walked him over and was able to do 2 attacks against the Totem Hunter, but at dice -5, even with Weapon Master, I wasn't able to take out all of the Totem Hunter's boxes. Janissa had some success in throwing a rock hammer at the Croak Hunter, one-shotting the Croak Hunter. So Janissa in the back there doing some good to keep herself alive. Okay, on Dee's retaliation, she got in the Gatorman posse again to kill off more Krill Warriors, the standard affair. Getting the Swamp Horror up there against the Troll Axer, actually able to take that. She was able to one-shot the Axer, one-round the Axer, which was pretty nice. With 4 initial attacks, she rolled really well, boosting the damage rolls on those initial attacks, and was able to take out the Axer. You can see there the Axer is now gone. The Wrestler remained knocked down. I don't think Dee was aware of the ability to shake the knockdown effect. So the Wrestler remained knocked down and was only able to attack the one Krill Warrior within its reach. So it just stayed knocked down. So definitely something maybe would have been more decisive getting the Wrestler in against Borka, possibly with the use of elasticity, but that's not the route that she chose. Instead, she chose to charge in Bloody Barnabas. Getting Bloody Barnabas into the fight can be quite a melee master with 3 initial attacks. She was able to kill the the caber thrower, but forgot about her ability to cast a spell when killing a model. Instead, she chose to attack Janissa Stonetide with a Bone Shaker attack. Was in POW 13, dice -2, even with a boosted damage, wasn't able to do her. I believe she rolled really poorly. With the last 2 Fury on the Bloody Barnabas, she actually made the poor decision to heal up the Wrestler for 2 extra points, helping heal both his body and his mind. So, leaving Bloody Barnabas with no Fury, with Borka very close, was a very difficult decision. She did choose to pop her feet. You can see that all the models except Borka, with his stumbling drunk ability, was able to withstand Barnabas' feet. So, with all the models knocked down except Borka, Borka really needed to take this one on his own. You'll see on the right, the Totem Hunter was able to successfully fell the Fell Caller and then sprinted into the control zone. It might have been better for her to hook onto a free strike from Borka, especially since he's going to go charge into Bloody Barnabas next turn, but she just chose not to. So, as you can tell, Borka charged in on Bloody Barnabas, where he was not camping any Fury, charged in, boosted to hit, rolled great for the damage roll, doing 5 damage on the charge attack, bond attack, boosted to hit, and boosted damage for a I think I rolled just enough to take her out. Actually, before Barker charged in, Janissa was able to get a rock hammer attack onto Bloody Barnabas, not getting a critical, but doing 5 damage that definitely helped to seal the deal. So overall, I was really impressed with the game. I thought it went really well. The Gatorman Posse I have gotten a chance to play with more and more recently, and they are definitely very difficult to take out. Engaging them, they get bonuses to be engaged. They also have some really great internal buffs with Dirge-a-Miss as well as Cold-Blooded. They definitely always almost hit. It's definitely a tough battle. Throwing the Cruel Warriors against them was quite the nice tar pit. I feel like the Cruel Warriors seem to have more bodies than the Fenblades, as a more tar pitty unit, as well as their buffs to be able to hit better at Mat 7 and POW 12, hitting just as well. The reach, I don't really miss the reach too much on the Femblades. They do a great job of spreading out, but with the Cruel Warriors, I think they jam up a little better, and the Caber Throwers offer a little bit of extra POW onto specific targets that I want to put into. I was definitely very surprised by the damage output that both the Swamp Horror and the Wrestler can put out. Even without any debuffs, they're definitely hitting very powerful. I think also D got some really great dice rolls in there. Not able to get the dice swing that I really needed to keep my beasts alive. So we had that one little fluke with Barnabas possibly activating twice to really put that Wrestler into the Mauler. Without elasticity, the Wrestler would not have been able to make it. But overall, it was a really fun game, and notwithstanding that one possible activation issue, I think the game was very entertaining, and I learned a lot about the Blindwater congregation. I will definitely not underestimate them next time. Thanks for listening, and good night.